Welcome you all out there. Oops, I gotta stop that. How do I stop that? Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You hear all the time people like Robert, me, Ramana, talking about things like self, emptiness, unity, nothingness. And probably you wonder what the hell we're talking about. If you don't have an experience of true emptiness, it's just a word for you. I remember when I was with Muktananda, and every day I'd hear in the ashram people saying, love yourself, worship yourself, bow to yourself. And I came out of many years of Zen, where there is no such thing as self-recognized. So I thought to myself, sure, I'll bow to myself if I could find one. The interesting thing is then, how do you find a self? How do you find yourself? Self is an experience that you have, that you identify with. But the more you practice introspection and self-inquiry, every new experience you look at, and you can ask yourself, am I this? Is this me? And almost inevitably, you'll say, no, it's not me. You can experience your arms, your legs, and your body from inside. Scan your body, and then you notice that you somewhere in your head are watching the body and scanning the body. And you can say without a doubt, this is not me. I am not this feeling of energy. I am not this feeling of my muscles in my legs or arms or my breathing or diaphragm. Why is this? Because when you search with vision or you search by thinking, You're doing it with the visual sense, with mind. And inherent in mind is a feeling of separation. The thing observed is separate from me. I don't identify with it. So the non-dualist will say, there is no separation. It's only an idea in your mind, but it's not an idea in my mind. I feel the separation. It's different from an understanding. I can't go around and say, there is no separation, there is no separate self, because to me, that's an idea. My experience is of separation. Except when it comes to emotions. Instead of seeing, you start feeling. And the emotion closest to which we can identify is the feeling of love. With a great deal of practice and experience of feeling an emotion, we can feel a great love which feels like us. You can identify with it. But other emotions, other energies, don't seem like us. They seem like they're happening to us. Whether it's an energy, whether it's the feeling of my leg or my breath, or a thought, or the pain in my butt from sitting too long on a chair. It's something we experience, but it's not we. It's not us. It's happening to us. And you can do that day in and day out for 50 years, and you'll never find yourself. Even the body becomes not you. The entirety of the body becomes not you. The entirety of your mind becomes not you. The entirety of the feeling of Shakti becomes not you. Anything you experience feels the same, not you. Any identification we have is temporary. We don't need identifications to live. The fewer identifications we have, the easier it is to live. And yet, most of us restlessly continue to search for a new identification, a new mind state, a state of enlightenment, a state of unity with God, something like that, to satisfy us. But then we can ask, who is this us that feels the dissatisfaction? After a while, you know there are no answers to this game. No answers at all. And if you're lucky, you just drop the questioning. Who am I? What am I? Where am I? Or you accept what Nisargadatta says. You are nothing that you perceive. You are not the world. You're not your body. You're not even the perceiver, because that's a concept. Then he'll go so far as to say, you are nothingness. What you are cannot be perceived, cannot be known. And he's provided a philosophical answer to a very existential question. And some are satisfied by the answer, some aren't. Robert, too, gives a lot of bullshit answers for what you are. You are Brahman. You are consciousness. You are awareness. You are blah, blah. And you are blah, blah, blah. But you're not the body. You're not your mind. You're blah, blah, blah. Because he knew that it is impossible to live with that quest inside of you to find out who you are without having something to shoot for. So at first he teaches you to realize you're not the world, because he says the world is not real, it's a dream. And then he says, you're not your body, that too is illusion. So you're nothing that can be observed. So you're thrown back on asking, what am I then? And you go deep inside and you go question, 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 what am I? And you go into samadhi, you go into emptiness. Only emptiness everywhere. And for a period of time, you think you are that emptiness. And you call that unity. But then again, someday you realize you're still observing that emptiness. You're apart from that emptiness. The emptiness is not you. So after a while, you recognize that silence is the best answer for something you cannot know. There's a very famous philosopher of language, Ludwig Wittgenstein, who said, of that which we cannot know, we must not speak. Otherwise, we just confuse ourselves. So let that be your answer too. I really fucking don't know. I can say for one time I'm emptiness, another time I'm love, and another time I'm neither love nor emptiness. I'm mind, or I'm nothingness, or I'm that which is beyond everything. Whatever you want to say. It's just a philosophical answer to pretend to say you know that which cannot be known. Then there's one big step beyond all this. This is where you stop looking, stop thinking, stop just feeling emotions and trying to get through them. And instead, something fixates your attention that captures your interest, your total interest, that captures your entire being, becomes the center of your awareness. In my case, it was a woman, but it need not be. But something in you has stirred an incredible love. And more than love, it's love transmuted into devotion. You just want to serve this other, protect for this other, be near the other, worship the other. And then something miraculous happens. In me, I explained it many times, the explosion of energy and light within, which was so tremendous, so stupendous, so far beyond anything I had ever experienced, that I called it God. And I spoke about God realization. But you have to realize that God and God realization are just words. I could have said popohood or unrealization of the mundane, or it feels like an ecstatic, powerful entity within me, lives within me. But you don't want to say a thing like that because that sounds almost like possession. It's easier to say you feel possessed by God as your beloved. But looking at it, as I do now, feeling that tremendous energy in my gut, the stirring in my gut, just like 9 years ago, ready to explode upwards with infinite light and power. I can see I was wrong calling it God, because God is a mundane word. It's from the Bible and the Quran and the Hindu sutras. And if you say God, you're borrowing the robes of those particular spiritualities, and no one will know what you mean. So really, you have to make up a word. Whatever word it is, it's not going to convey to a listener what the experience is like. And even when I describe what the experience is like, you can only translate it into your former experiences. What my experience of God realization was really like. And another thing has happened. You are now back in the world. You've escaped nothingness. You've escaped emptiness. You've escaped noumenal. And you're thrashing around once again in the phenomenal world. But it's a different phenomenal world from what I call the mundane world, the everyday world of most people, filled with bitterness, fear, anger, disappointment. The everyday world of most of the human race. And part of the bitterness and the disappointment is they live in their heads with ideas about the world, how it should be, what they should be doing in that world. And the world keeps challenging that point of view. And they're not empty enough to just drop the idea and accept the world the way it is. So they feel pain, disappointment, bitterness. Robert's answer was to imagine that the world is not real. It's just a dream. So ignore the outcomes and you won't be disappointed. You'll be indifferent and you won't be caught in bitterness and anger. But if you felt that movement of energies within yourself, which I call God, and that you recognize your own self as a manifest person, not as the unmasked, unmanifest absolute nothingness, it's a wonderful experience of being alive, of multiple energies flowing in you, of life living through you, of being able to feel inside yourself and feel something that can't be put into words. But you know that this something is the center of everything. And it's not you, and yet it is. The paradox is there. It's an amazing, amazing transcendental intelligence that doesn't use words. Instead, it's feeling. And mixed in this jumble inside is some of the deepest love possible. Devotion, surrender, rest, peace. You've now re-entered the world of humanity. You become aware of yourself as spirit in the body, your own body. And that spirit can help attend to the needs of the body and help heal the body by commanding the healing energies within your own body. But it takes time to learn how to do this. But you have become incarnated from universal spirit, universal consciousness, universal life force. You become incarnated as Vijay or Michael or Vesselina or Rolf or Shane, Stevie, Jay, Angela, Muzika, Tove, Rick, Ruslan. I can't see that. Oh, unborn. Okay. We have an unborn. You are now fully submerged in this world. By now, you know you cannot ask who or what you are because you'll never know. You can only be that. You can feel the life force inside of you. You can feel the God force inside of you. They are not you. You're still unknown. But you recognize all these actions are coming out of you. The observation, the speaking, the thinking, the talking, the actions all emanate from you, who is not knowable. But at least you know now that you're incarnated. Your fate is intertwined with a physical body. So now you have to take care of that physical body. Guard it like no other, as well as guard the physical bodies of those around you who you love. Because you're filled with a devotional love that wants you to take care of all things. From a broken wing butterfly in Dia's case, to a dying cricket with a missing leg, to a cat that's ill or healthy, to your niece or to your wife or to your husband. And you feel satisfied. Yes, I am incarnated. I accept it now. I don't fight it. I don't fight to try to transcend it or get out of it. I accept it. I accept my infirmities. I accept my quirks. I don't say anything like, I'm only human and faulty. That's too elevated, too vast of a statement. But when you do something stupid, you don't berate yourself because it's okay. Your intention was not there to hurt or to harm. It never is anymore. It's only to be and to feel and to help others, especially your beloved, who is an inspiration to you and allows you to open up and love many, 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 many more. VJ, there's nothing wrong with you. Last time you asked, what's wrong with me? Because you were going to Dia and me, and you still have not realized the vast energies inside of yourself. You judge yourself, and you've been trying to deal with the mind on the same level as the mind by focusing concentration on particular subjects rather than getting distracted by thinking. But this is dealing with the mind on the level of the mind, and it's the most difficult way. Instead, the easiest way to leave the mind, leave the visual, is to get into feeling, to dip into your body, get into your legs 10 or 12 times a day, or into your breathing 10 or 12 times a day, and then 15 times a day. And gradually, you become immersed in your body until you have wondrous experiences of becoming everything, becoming emptiness, etc. All of these things are given to you because you're escaping the mind and getting into feeling. And the whole level of feeling is a layer you have to go through, become acquainted with, before there's nothing more to do. That in every action you're rested, in every word you say you're complete. There's no more searching, except in a different way. Instead of searching with your mind, your whole attention is on the unfolding of your experience inside and outside of yourself. You're fixated on yourself, which can be experienced in different ways, as energy fields within, as the pure intelligence sort of clickety-clackety, calculating in a new way that doesn't involve words, but extremely rapid intuitions. And you feel that fearsome energy in you that I became God realization for me. And you realize it can't be given a name. You can't be given a name. And you give up all attempts to understand. And you just feel this wondrous state unfolding inside of you. The energy's waking up, the feeling of bliss, the rotation of the energies, feeling divine love, which is many times stronger than the strongest romantic love. It's the kind of love that happens after romantic love has been transmuted into divine love. It changes the whole quality of the love. It becomes so much deeper, so much more ecstatic, so much more real. Romantic love is hot and cloying and gripping. Divine love fills you with life and not focused on the other person, but on the inside of you, the unfolding of life inside of you. So there's nothing wrong with you, Vijay. You've been trying it the wrong way, going to others to try to receive an opening when you've been fighting it the wrong way. You've been fighting the mind with the mind by trying to control the mind rather than leaving the mind behind by going into your body. Practice dropping into your body, dropping into your pelvis, dropping into your legs. Because when you're thinking too much, all of your energy is in your head. You want to get the energy out of the head and into the body where it has more room and it doesn't block things up. So you drop into your body, drop into your heart, drop into your gut. Better yet, drop into your knees and your feet, because that gets the energy furthest away from the head. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any answers? Stevie, do you have an answer? Rolf, do you have an answer?
I have no answers because I don't have questions. So, and that's the most beautiful state. It's a thought where you are talking that the wisdom lies in no having questions. So get out of the mind and yes. So that's so peaceful and the first minutes of your talk, you talked about the self, and my mind was going away. I don't understand anything. And then you came back, and I don't know up what time, but I totally agreed with the rest what you said because that is my experience. And it's always like you said, you can only experience it. All other is just mind talking mind to a mind and has no substance and no yes. So, but the other thing I want to say is that I wrote an email to you, and I like to establish group sittings, and I want to invite everybody of the satsang to join me and sit with me. And I'm sitting every day, despite Tuesday and Thursday where I have to work at 19 p.m. It's the same time as we are meeting in this moment. So I will just log in at Friday, Saturday, Monday, and I will meditate anyway. So everybody is, I invite everybody to join me. And You can do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays without me. I think the simplest way is just to make a time, and everybody who has time joins, and who has no time, there's no force. And if you have no time, you be present. You just have 5 minutes in this time space. You can just connect to us, and this is also very helpful. So today I will remain after the satsang for 1 hour and meditate, and everybody who likes to join me is invited. And I did it with Steve and Jay 3 times. It was a spontaneous idea. And these are the only one I had the email contact, so I couldn't invite the others. And it was absolutely flashing and powerful. And the energy was, I can't describe it. I never felt such powerful energy as I was sitting with the 2 guys. And yes, and I think group sitting is more powerful than sitting alone. And I had
Yes,
the
it is.
feeling, yes, and I had the feeling that I could feel the energy of Stevie and of Jay, and it was multiplied, and it was as if someone had plugged me in the power line and gave 360 volt for 1 hour. I was so the point is not only sitting together but connecting to each other, and that made it so powerful. I connected to Stevie, to Jay, to the satsang, the whole satsang, and it was a wonderful experience. And it was like going in the evening to the ashram and joining the other people on the day I worked. And these 3 evenings, I know at 7 o'clock I meet like-minded people with high energy level, and it was really it was a joy. Yes,
Good.
absolutely. So everyone is invited, and I will be very happy if we can establish it in any way, and perhaps we can arrange another time for the American people, because it's difficult for them to in their daily life and work to meet at this point. So, but the next 2 weeks I'm on holiday, and I be flexible if the majority wants to shift the time, or perhaps we can figure out something with a messenger where we can say or arrange anything. I think it will grow or it will not. Okay.
How do we get our emails to you?
Yeah, I make my email contact in the chat, and everybody can contact me. And if you want that I send the emails to each other, otherwise you have to write that you don't want that. But then I can send an email out, and everyone has everybody's email contact. So then we can contact each other if you want or not. So just send me, I put it in the chat, my email address.
Okay. Enrique, you look almost like you want to say something.
Hello there, how are you?
Good, very good.
Well, just having fun and enjoying and being very blissful, lots of well-being, floating around. I want to share with you this. I built this this structure yesterday, and it's my new baby. Very powerful structure. Feel lots of energy around it, and
See it up close. I put it on large.
it's a tetrahedron with an octahedron inside. Very powerful, very easy to do. I mean, it looks complex, but Actually, you get a few sticks, some duct tape, and some time, and you can put it up together. So that's my sharing.
Thank you. Thank you much. Anybody else?
I just want to say that we join in the same Zoom room as we have satsang. I
Yes.
get a question, and sometimes it's happened if the status of the host is if someone logs out, it may be possible that the whole meeting is shutting down because the host is leaving. So then we had to re-enter the room, I think. So that sometimes happens, but no problem.
So if anybody asks you who or what you are, just tell them, I have no fucking idea. Why do you ask? What do you get out of it? Nothing but problems. Can you think of anything more ridiculous to search after than the essence of your being? It's better to search for the best plums available in Whole Foods. Take care. I love you all. I'll see you on Sunday, maybe.
Ed, can I just ask, why all this bloody? You're not the mind, you're not the body, and if it goes right back to the Upanishads and all that, why are they saying all that then? If it puts you into a place, like you say, of greyness, and you know, like my experience is I am the body, and I'm what I am God, like you say. That's a generic term. Why? Why? I don't understand why then. Just like a religion, like Christianity or whatever, they'll come out and say, well, it's because of this, because of what it says in the Bible. Well, okay. You know, can you?
Robert, I'll tell you this. Robert used the words to relieve people of their worries by saying, don't focus on the world. Ignore the world. Don't focus on your problems. Your problems are not real. They're just temporary. You're not your body. You're not your mind. You are Brahman. And to some people, his voice made them feel comfortable. They loved to hear his voice saying there's nothing to worry about, that you're God, you're Brahman. And the same thing with all religions. They give you something to cling to when you're most worried or frightened. They put an idea in your mind to fix your fear or your bitterness or something like that. They say it as a matter of, believe this. This is the truth about the nature of reality, your mind, your life. It's this way. And this way is, there's thousands of different ways. Some who say you have nothing to do with the world. You're just observing it from a different dimension. So be of good cheer. There's nothing to worry about there. Just enjoy yourself. So it's not a matter of speaking truth. It's a matter, are they trying to rescue you from fear, from physical pain, from worry about rent, or all of these different things? There are different medicines, and each religion is a different kind of medicine. And that's why one of the best books about Nisargadatta was called The Ultimate Medicine, the medicine that cured all others.
I've got that. I should read it.
It's a very good book. It's one of his best.
Yeah, because that's sort of what I think. Like, anyone who's going to get into anything like this is because one is not happy with what is.
Of course.
So therefore, one looks for something else. So, like you say, for me, example, physical pain. So I'm looking for something else. So, but then you get into it, and people are so they're convincing that this is the truth, and I think, well, how do you know that? And like you said earlier, I loved what you said today. How do you know? Well, you can't know. No one can know unless God, Jesus, unless someone comes down, and it's all on the telly. People, like you say, you have some experience and you call it God, and other people share their experiences. I mean, I spoke to some guy the other day, and he goes, oh yeah, this other guy did miracles and all. I said, did you ever see him do a miracle? He said, oh no, but so and so did. And I thought, okay, okay then. So secondhand information.
Yes, exactly. So
yeah. So it's basically whatever medicine you resonate with.
That's right. And you'll only resonate with that medicine for a period of time until whatever condition you were suffering from that drove you to that medicine will last. So once the pain or the bitterness or whatever is conquered, you'll search for a different kind of medicine for a different kind of problem.
Different kind of problem, yeah. Yeah, because we've always got something coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter, all these different disciplines and religions and so forth are talking about truth. No, they're talking about philosophies of what is in order to ease your mind or to give you a crutch.
Yeah.
Until Nisargadatta takes all the crutches away. And you just stand there, just by yourself, enjoying yourself. But there's one more step, which is to re-enter the body and pretend you're real again. And to feel the energies of the life force and to delight in pure love and devotion. And to feel the full intensity of being alive again rather than running away from the intensity of life. Because by now, you know everything and you know that it's all bullshit. So you can come back into life again because you don't have any illusions about which truth is which.
Yeah.
What's true, what's false. You just deal with what is.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. So, but if you, with the people, when they're entrenched in these beliefs and you question it, they don't like it. Yeah. So, but all these other experiences, they sound like you say, go into a place and you talk about these magical places that people say experiences that they've had, and they're enticing. And you think, oh well, if I meditate for this long, if I follow what this guy says, maybe I can have that experience. But again, it's just chasing. I did Vipassana, and they talk about suffering is craving and desire. Chasing, and that's where you can suffer from the chasing. But when people say there's this experience at the end of the chasing, although do not seek it, it all gets a little bit, what the fuck are you talking about? but
Yeah,
you
what the
still,
fuck are you
because
talking
you
about?
still, yeah, but
What the
because there's
fuck are you
that,
talking about?
yeah, exactly. But because there's that want, because one is not happy with what is, you fucking still go, you still try and go for it.
Yeah. Until
Yeah.
you've done this for 30 or 40 years and you've had every conceivable spiritual experience that can be had, and you realize there's really nothing in them. They're all just temporary excitements.
It's just another experience.
They're
Yeah.
another experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Ed. I've really enjoyed what you said, because it actually matches up to where I'm at with my beliefs. Although, you know, I'm seeking medicine because I'm in a lot of pain. So thanks, mate. Cheers.
You're welcome. Thank
Cheers,
you.
buddy.
I'll see you all on Sunday, I hope. Bye-bye.